Hi, this is Jay Sloaner. Welcome to WWE Predictions for pay-per-view with the TLC match. And we're going to look at the matches that are so far posted up on WWE.com. For the first match, we have Dolph Ziggler going against Fandango in a kickoff match. I'm going to go with Dolph Ziggler in this one since nothing is on the line, per se. I don't think Ziggler really has a feud with Fandango as much as he had a feud with Damien Sandow, but the reason why is because Sandow is going for the Intercontinental title against champion Big E Langston, so pretty interesting match, but I think Ziggs is going to win that one. Speaking of which, the Intercontinental Championship match, we have the champion Big E Langston going up against Damien Sandow. Like I said, Big E Langston, I'm glad he got a push, but as much as I like Big E Langston, I'd like to see Damien Sandow win the Intercontinental title so he can have a singles title in his career, since he doesn't have one yet. Plus, I think he's a vastly underrated wrestler. He's one of the more better heels like what we have right now in terms of being the bad guy in the PG universe era. As far as Big E goes, well, I'll give him credit though. He showed me that he's more than just some big dude who can body slam people. He's obviously kind of surprisingly psychological. So, for my prediction, I'll go with Sandow or Big E Langston to win the Intercontinental title. And for the Divas Championship, we have AJ Lee, the champion, go up against Natalya. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of sick of all this feud between Total Divas going up against the heel divas, basically. So some of them don't deserve to be heels just because they're not on that show, Total Divas. I mean, I like the show. It's one of my guilty pleasures. Don't get me wrong. I don't even watch reality TV that much, except for Total Divas. But still, just because you're not on Total Divas doesn't mean that you're a bad person. I mean, look at AJ Lee. If you see the Slammies on Monday in Seattle, I think AJ got the raw end of the deal because to me she's the diva of the year because she held the title for nearly 6 months now. While the Bellas, as much as I like to look at them, and I think the reason why I think they won the Divas of the Year is because of they both date the two near top tier guys, the WWE, Bryan and John Cena. Not that I have anything against them. I'm glad. I wish I had these guys' lives, don't get me wrong, but what I'm trying to say is it's not fair for AJ not to win Diva of the Year because she deserves that honor. We got 2 handicap matches. First, we got CM Punk going against The Shield. Kane set those matches up. But the thing about it is, though, is as much as The Shield, as much as CM Punk, a handicap match is really not worth it. It's just, you could put that on Raw or SmackDown if you're going to put a handicap match. I don't know why you put that on a pay-per-view. I mean, I guess if it was one of the Shield members, like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, or Dean Ambrose going up against CM Punk, I'd be down for it. But still, I don't think it makes any sense to have a handicap match. And speaking of another one, we got Daniel Bryan going up against the Wyatt family. Yeah, I'm so glad Daniel Bryan is now getting over, especially in Seattle, since he's got the biggest pops I've ever heard. It's not even a pay-per-view. It's not even the Attitude Era. He's got the biggest pops I've heard, in a long time. So I hope Daniel Bryan, keeps it up with a victory over the Wyatt family. But like I said before, if it was one of the Wyatts, Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, or Bray Wyatt, I'd be down for that too. Just to, get them more work. But still, it's kind of unfair that, Bryan and Punk have to do handicap matches for pay-per-views while Cena and Orton go to be the champion of champions. I kind of wish it was Bryan and Punk for that honor of being champion of champions, because they both deserve their due. And for the unified title, which is for the World Heavyweight Champion and the WWE Championship, We have Randy Orton, the WWE Champion, going up against John Cena, the World Heavyweight Champion. And a tables, ladders, and chairs to determine who's the unified champion, or as many would say, the champion champions. Usually I don't really care about like either Cena or Orton, but this one's kind of interesting because this is going to be like the first time in 11 years that we have like a undisputed champion, but we don't call it the undisputed champion now, we just call it the unified champion. Still, it's, when I see all these celebration things, the end of like last Monday's Raw, I never saw Chris Jericho, and he was the first WWE superstar to be considered the undisputed champion. Like I said, it's not fair, but hey, you know, he's probably doing Fozzy tours, and The Rock, well, he's a movie star now, so he's only a part-time wrestler. They only need him in like bigger events like Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, which is fine, but still, if you're going to come back to WWE, at least come back more than just Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. You don't have to do full-time, just be, you know, do a little more than that. That's all I'm saying. Well, anyway, speaking of Seattle, which I've been talking a lot about Seattle, Mr. McMahon, I want you to like do more shows in the state of Washington. We got arenas in Renton. Well, we still have the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma. Yakima, you have the Sun Dome. I think Spokane has an arena too, and Everett has the Comcast arena. But the only thing about those, like, we only host house shows rather than Raw or SmackDown. I think it'd be perfect for at least SmackDown or something, but I don't know about Raw, but SmackDown, that should be a good place to like film your like show on there. So all I'm trying to say, Mr. McMahon, is we are wrestling fans. We're not the sleepy, quiet town you picture us to be. Plus, we got 3 wrestlers that made it big in the state of Washington, at least so I know. Like aforementioned Daniel Bryan. We also have the Brian Kendrick a few years ago, and we also got like the all-time legend Greg the Hammer Valentine from Seattle. So if you like come to the state of Washington or the Northwest for that matter, like Oregon and Idaho, then or British Columbia, I can go to Vancouver to see a wrestling event, but I have to have my friends take me there since I don't have a license or everything like that. But still. Wait, man, why don't you just come to the Northwest and promote our sale? I mean, we're just as big of wrestling fans as, if not more knowledgeable and bigger than people in the southern region or the northeast region, which was WWE was originally came about as the Worldwide Wrestling Federation back in the 60s. Still, I mean, wrestling is just more than just southern regions, Bible Belts, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. Wrestling is everywhere. I just hope like McMahon knows that in Seattle, we are big wrestling fans. We know our stuff. But when we go out for anything, really, like in the Key Arena, you can kind of say it's like the Clink when they watch the Seahawks games, and it's very, very, very rare that the Seahawks lose at their own home field. As a matter of fact, they haven't lost a game at home since 2011 against the Niners. Anyway, so, Mr. McMahon, just a simple reminder that just brings the Seattle more WWE in Seattle or other Northwest areas like Portland, Oregon, Boise, Idaho, anything like in the Northwest, or Vancouver, BC. You can put that up there too. I don't mind going out of the country just to see a wrestling event. So, anyway, this is my pay-per-view predictions, and I'll see you a few weeks from now, which I'll debut my new show called Canvas to the Screen, which will be January, just a week before the Royal Rumble. So hopefully that show will work out. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.